guys, Rocket Rob here, and I'm here to make a video on all of the Pokemon Duel projects that are floating around. A lot of people are starting to hear about it. A lot of people are starting to talk about the return of Pokemon Duel. Finally, it's been since October last year since we've had the opportunity to play Pokemon Duel, and now there's like so many different people working on it, people can't keep up. So what I'm here to do today is to keep you in the loop and to let you know what are all the projects that are being worked on, what are the advantages of each one, and when are they coming out. So there's 5. I didn't realize that there were 5 Pokemon Duel games being made, and now that I know that, I'm like really excited because there's like 5 different games coming out that are really exciting, and they're all made by different people on different platforms, and it's really cool. So I'm going to go through starting with let's have a look at each different one. Okay guys, so the first game we're going to look at is the Pokemon Duel made by the Japanese developers Nizukoma. I think it was the first one that started in development, and we thought it was dead. It hasn't had an update since November last year until this week, about a week ago or so. We got an update from Nizukoma that they've made some progress. They've got a new video out, check it out. You know what, I think they were starting to... This is just my idea, but I think they're like noticing everyone else was catching up to them and all these other games were coming out, so they were like, better get back on it, which is really cool. So this is their latest video, which shows them with it, like, it's very basic, I would say. Like the tokens are very basic, but the spinners work really well. Everything works really nicely. The one problem I have is that because I'm not Japanese, I don't really know how to play this thing. I can't get into the game, and I don't know how to fix that problem. So hopefully I'll have a translated version of this at some point. But it's looking great. It's available now. You can download it. I'll have the link in the description below. It's literally already playable, which makes it very rare amongst these games. There's only 2 of them are playable actually right now. But yeah, I just don't know how to play it at the moment. So guys, if you if you've gotten this set up and you know how to play it, I'd love to talk to you and find out a bit more and actually play a game with you. That would be great. But yeah, so that's the latest update from Nizukoma. They're working on it. Progress is moving along, and it's looking pretty good. So let's move on to our next Pokemon Duel game. By the way, this is for Mac and PC, this one here. So I want to talk about what platforms they're on, because they're all on different platforms, which is quite exciting and interesting. But it's going to be interesting to see which ones survive. You know, we've got 5 Pokemon Duel games here. I don't know how all of them are going to go. So I've got the game in here. I can load it up. I'm not going to do it now because I just don't know what I'm doing, to be honest. But our next one is going to be Redux. This one is made by Brain Fart. This one is made by Duzza, and it's been in development for quite a while. He has just recently put out a new video on a brand new concept that he's got with this game. So it's actually, if you check this out, this is not normal Pokemon Duel. It is so much more functional than that. So he launches the game. You've got, now it's hard to see because this is really small, but like you could pick between classic Pokemon Duel or 3-on-3. This video here is of the 3-on-3 version, which has a completely different map. As you can see, the entry points are, like, one of them's in the corner, but one of them's over here, next to the corner, which is quite different. You've got 3-on-3, you've only got 1 space in the PC, as opposed to 2. And the map, yeah, it's a little different. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to play. I really want to try it out. I've been looking at some other demos from the Duzza on this game, and he's making it super customizable. The one thing I'm not a big fan of on this is it doesn't have anything graphical. You can't really see anything. Like, there's no spinners. There's, yeah. He's planning to add that at a later point, but he said that that's not his specialty, so he's focusing more on just getting the logic and the things like that sorted at the moment, and trying out some different things that he is interested in. So this game is looking nice. It's getting updated constantly. The issue is that it's taking him a long time. So don't expect it fast. Like, I asked him when it's coming out. He has no idea on a release window, so I can't expect that this game is going to be ready for us to play anytime soon based on all of that. But it's looking exciting. I can't wait to play it. It's going to be, I think this one is only on PC, but I could be mistaken on that. It's certainly not for like any other device. I think it's on. It could be for Apple as well, but I'm not too sure on that. So that's Redo. That's Redux. We're gonna look now at Redo, which is made by Turtle. This is our third game that we're gonna have a look at. Actually, instead of having a look at some photos, I've actually got the new version on my phone. So what we might do is I'll bring that up and we'll have a quick look at that. So here we go. Where did I put this game? Here it is. So Pokemon Redo. And he's updated it. I did do a video on this recently, but there's been an update. So the new version has a few different things. You can do figure search. You can go and look up all different figures and find out their stats and stuff like that. It doesn't quite work perfectly at the moment, so I think that's still getting worked on. And also there's some extra files that you need to add manually to this game to make it work at 100%, and it just doesn't seem to work for me. It's not something you can just download and it's a full game. There's extra files, extra gifts, mainly just gifts, that you need as well. So the difference now is it does have AI. I can actually play a match on this now. So as you can see, all my figures, they take a while to load. The sprites, which I love it how you've got sprites. This looks a little bit nicer than some of the other games where they've just got like a little token. So I do like that. Like, look at this guy, he's flying. Who is that Pokemon? I don't even know. And as you can see, my opponent has now moved there. Figure, which I don't know what it is because the sprite's not working. That's, like I was saying, one of those things you need to add manually more sprites so you can see what's going on. But yeah, now my opponent, the AI is not very good. So I can just instantly waltz over and win. But you can battle, you can play around, you can just test it at the moment. It's not a final game by any means, but it's getting there. Actually, I did want to show what an attack looks like as well. And the good thing is now you don't have to... Before, like, I had to close the whole game to start a new game, but now it works straight away. I can just go back to the menu and restart the game. So that's definitely an improvement. Okay, I want to do a battle real quick. Who is this? Ooh, let's get... Alright, let's attack the Charmander. Okay, so as you can see, before, it would put all this text at the bottom, cover up half your screen, you can't see what's going on. Whereas now it's probably a little bit small for you guys on this screen here, but it's not too bad for me. I guess someone that has some eyesight problems would probably need glasses to see this, but it tells you at the top here, Charmander versus Chimchar, Charmander won the roll, Charmander Flametail, white, power 40, Chimchar, Fury Swipes, white, power 20. So that's cool. It still doesn't have a wheel yet. I know I've seen that the Turtle is working on that wheel at the moment, so that'll be coming soon. And yeah, that's coming along quite nicely as well. It's playable right now, obviously. As you can see, I was just playing it on my phone. So the link for that is going to be in the description. And the best thing, it's actually on mobile. This is the only Pokemon Duel remake that you can play on your phone. The catch, though, is it's only for Android. But iPhones suck anyway. So next up, we're going to look at one of the other Pokemon Duel versions that... okay, so these last two are a little bit different because they're not made from scratch. They're made in a sandbox on a program that already exists where you can customize it to create your own games. So this first one I have featured before. It's called Tabletop Simulator, and I'm going to show you some screenshots for those who haven't seen it before. It's coming out in just a few more weeks, so it's coming out next month. So you've got like your plates, you've got like your board over here, and it looks amazing. These models look beautiful. They're completely imported from Pokemon Duel, so it looks exactly like they do in Pokemon Duel. It is probably the most beautiful one there. And basically how you play it, it's not like playing Pokemon Duel on the mobile, right? This is literally like playing a board game. So you've got your tokens, you've got your everything, and you move them around manually. Nothing happens automatically. So you roll the dice to attack, you look at the dice, and it'll tell you what your attack lines up to. Any of the movements, any of the things that happen, you'll have to physically move your figure around the board and do everything manually. That's how this differs to the other ones that are all, you know, they've got logic, they've got scripts, they've got things that tell pieces where to move after attacks and things like that. No, this is not like that. This is like a standard regular board game, which has its pros and cons. Obviously, it means you've got to do a lot more maths, you've got to be thinking, and yeah, it's a bit of a pain for that. But it means it's a lot more customizable. You're not stuck with, like if there's bugs, you're not going to have bugs because you're moving everything manually. You're not going to have anything that doesn't work properly. The only thing is you got to make sure your opponent is not cheating. But I think for me, I'm really excited about this because it looks beautiful. It's going to feel like you're playing a normal board game with a friend. It's online. You also have the ability to talk in the middle of the match. So it's got, yeah, it's got voice chat, and it has spectator mode too. So you can I can be playing a match against Rico, for instance, and you guys could be watching me and him play at the same time. Even if we're not streaming, I could be watching you guys in your matches. That will be really cool. So looking very much looking forward to this one. I do have a video with some more details. Yeah, I'll put that up there so you can have a look at that video of me going through into Tabletop Simulator. One more thing I wanted to say about this game is just where it's going to be available on. So it's on Steam. You need to get Steam, you need to get Tabletop Simulator, which you need to purchase. That's the one disadvantage here. You actually need to spend money. It's going to cost, I think it cost me about 30 Australian dollars, $35, which I think is 20, I think it's about 20 US dollars. So yeah, that is the one disadvantage here. It's going to cost you a bit of money and you need to have a PC for it. Or I think you can probably play on Mac too. So yeah, it's obviously a little bit less accessible. Which brings us to our final Pokemon Duel game now. We're talking about one that's just been released, sorry, just been announced this week. It's going to be on a brand new PlayStation game called PlayStation Dreams. Similar to Tabletop Simulator, it's basically like a sandbox where you build a game inside of a game. However, I do want to show you guys a few things that this person has said about it. So let's go and have a look at the Reddit post that I found out about this, and it's got some really exciting and interesting information. Okay, so here is the Reddit post. It's being made by Zebulon, and basically, yeah, like I said, it's getting completely made in Pokemon, in PlayStation Dreams, which I'm going to show you a little bit of footage from in a moment as well. But how it works is you've got two players playing against each other. You can choose your models beforehand, so you can choose your figures first, which is amazing. The game resets after closing, and you can just open it up, play again. All the logic. So it's going to have logic. It's going to be able, you won't have to physically move all of your pieces as if you're playing a board game like Tabletop Simulator. The art is going to be done as well. He's going to be modeling He doesn't know how long that's going to take. So hopefully it won't be too long. He reckons though 4 to 6 months it'll be available. So we're looking around July. And he did say a little bit more about it. Yeah, there's a little bit more information. Like he's made some of the maps already. The coding is a lot more simple because he's using this Dreams software. I think this one's going to look really cool. I've had a look at Dreams. Actually, I'm going to show you just a couple of things in Dreams now that so you get an idea of what it is. And yeah, let's have a look. Alright, so guys, this is a game like made in the simulator called I don't know, some kind of dice thing. So you can roll your dice. You try to get extra points by getting it to different zones and things like that. And yeah, so everything moves automatically. As you can see, it's not like Tabletop Simulator because things happen on their own. You don't have to move it. You don't have to decide everything. It has its own logic. But I do quickly want to show you guys as well just what else is possible. So that's just like a board game. But there's so much you can do in here. And I just quickly want to show you something really fun that's Pokemon related. There's so many different things in here. But let's go and have it. Where's the Sylveon one? There was this really fun Sylveon game that I played earlier. Okay, so here we have Sylveon's Adventure, or whatever it's called. So you can, well, firstly I've got to possess Sylveon. Hang on, how do I do that? I mean, it shouldn't be that hard. There we go. So now I can run around. In this game, you collect bananas at the moment. You can explore at Sylveon. There's all sorts of different Pokemon games at the moment where you can explore things. But basically, you can build all sorts of things. How beautiful does this look, though? This is so fun. But yeah, so that's the idea of PlayStation Dreams. Ah, it's Blastoise. Oh my god, is Blastoise really that big? Is that to scale? That's crazy. The one catch with this is it's going to cost you like $35 American, I believe, something like that. It cost me 55 Australian. It's quite a big amount, you know, just to play Pokemon Duel. But if you're not going to just play Pokemon Duel and you're going to be able to enjoy all these other cool games, totally worth it. But that's going to do it for this. Hope you guys are excited for this one, because I am. Let's head back. Alright guys, so to conclude, I put together a chart to compare all the advantages and disadvantages of each of the new Pokemon Duel games. Take these numbers with a grain of salt, because they're very much changing. None of these games are finished or complete, so a lot of these are going to change once the final versions are out. But we're looking at 4 different categories. The first one is looks, just how beautiful it looks, how nice it is to, yeah, just that's it, how nice it looks, including your animations, your models, everything. Second is your functionality. It's just what you can do in the game, like how many different modes there are, can you battle, can you do multiplayer, does it have AI, all of those sort of things. Thirdly, you've got stability. So that's just like how stable the actual program you're playing in is. Is it going to bug and is it going to crash? And yeah, that's what we've got at the moment. It's hard to kind of tell that one right now, so take those numbers definitely with a grain of salt. The final one is really important. It's accessibility. So this is like how accessible it is to you guys, to all of us, the players, the people that are going to be playing these games. And you know, that goes from basically how easy it is to get, what platform it's on, and how much it's going to cost you. Okay, so looks-wise, I've given Redux a 5. The board looks good, the movements look good, it works fairly well, but it doesn't have a spinner. It needs a bit of work to really look that great, to really improve that number and to look as good as like even Izakoma, which has a better spinner. Redo actually has a lot of potential in this area because it's not it's using GIFs. The problem is I can't see them, and that is a problem. I know if I get them, then it will work perfectly. I just haven't been able to do that, and it's not simple. So I can really only base that number on the data that I have. I know that if I get those, that number would be higher. It looks pretty good. It needs a spinner. That's a big thing. If it gets a spinner, it'll look a lot nicer, and that number would be definitely higher. Nisakoma, like the movements on the board are beautiful. I think it even slides around. Everything looks great. It's still only a 6 because, you know, it's using tokens, not like proper figures. And you don't have battle animations and all those sort of things. You've got Tabletop Simulator, which has the best number in this because, I mean, it looks beautiful, right? It looks better than the original, in my opinion. Fully 3D, you can go and view it around, like in the actual matches. You can see it from all perspectives. You can move the camera around. It's absolutely spectacular. Could be better if it had animations, but it's not really a possibility with the platform that we're playing, that we're doing this in. But just, it looks beautiful. So that gets the highest. And Dreams, I've given it an 8 just because, I mean, we don't know exactly how it's going to look. That number could definitely change. The token, there could be tokens, it could be proper figures, it could be 3D. It looks like it's going to be 3D. Yeah, he's saying it's going to be 3D, so I'm giving that an 8 at the moment. We'll see what happens. So functionality. Redux gets a 9 here. And the reason it gets such a high score is because it's got things that nothing else has got. You've got the 3-on-3 ability. You've got so many more customizable options within the menus, which I haven't explored in this video, but you can change a lot of things. I can't remember it all, but like you can basically customize the whole game, which is going to be excellent. You can put different rules on, all sorts of different things. So it's really, really cool. So it gets a 9 there for that. Redo gets a 6 for functionality because Redo, you can't really do too much yet. You can play the game, which is great. It's got AI, you can play against bots, but there's not much you can do. You can't even choose your own deck at the moment. I know you will be able to, so that number will go up once you can. Nizakoma, it's pretty much in the same boat as Redo, to be honest. And then TTS gets a pretty high score as well. You can basically do anything in a sandbox. You can move around, you can do a lot of things, but what you can't do is, I mean, you have to do it all. That's the problem. You literally have to add up everything. It's not functioning on its own. You have to do all the maths. You have to roll a dice. You have to manually do everything, which it's a bit of a pain, but you can do everything. So it's kind of like, yeah, does that work for you? If you like board games, then yeah. If you kind of are lazy and you don't want to have to think, then not really. And then Dreams, look, we don't know exactly what it's going to be able to do. So maybe it's a bit much giving it a 10, but just looking at the Reddit post here, it's next to me here, it basically says that you're going to be able to pretty much do everything. Look, honestly, I probably would change that to a 9 because, you know, you're not going to be able to, or even an 8, 9 or 8, now that I'm rethinking that. But I think basically from what he's saying, you're going to be able to play it just like the original game. It's going to have all the logic, it's going to do everything for you, and it's going to look amazing. So functionality, if it all works out well, should be about an 8 or a 9. I think I was generous there with a 10. I don't know why that was a 10. So we'll probably change that. Stability. Stability here. Look, I've given Tabletop Simulator and Dreams a much higher number because they're based on software that's already available. It's had work behind it. They're not starting from scratch. Whereas these guys here, they're all starting from scratch. So, like, I've played a couple of them. They crashed. They don't work properly yet. They're going to take a bit of work. But once, you know, they're finished, that number will definitely be a lot higher. Accessibility. So when we're talking about that, we're like, what platform is it on? Is it on a platform that people can actually access? Does it cost money? Because that is a big turn off for a lot of people, to be honest. So I've put here, Redux is a 7.5. It's on Mac and PC, I believe, and it's in English, which makes it a lot easier for most people. Whereas you've got Nizikoma slightly behind, because actually, sorry, I can't remember if Redux is on Mac as well. I think it might be only on PC. But the problem with Nizikoma, and the reason it's a bit lower, is just because it's in Japanese and not many people speak Japanese, so it's going to be a bit hard for people to play it. If they do a translated version, that will be much higher. Redo is definitely the highest. You can play it on your phone. That's where we all played Pokemon Duel originally. It's the only one you can play on your phone, so for sure it's the highest. And I think that might make it. It might be the thing that makes it win the race, that makes it the most popular, the most used, and the one that we go ahead with, because it's the one that people can access the easiest. Tabletop Simulator costs money, costs $20, and it's only on computers. That's why it gets a 4, just because not many people are going to be able to access it compared to some of the other ones. The financial barrier is not a lot for some people, but for some people it's really going to turn them off playing. And then Dreams is even worse because it's only on the PlayStation 4, and it costs even more money. It's like 55 Australian dollars, which is what, probably like 35 US, I don't know. But yeah, so that's only getting a 2 in accessibility there. If you look at these scores here, and I'm going to take a couple off Dreams, so let's put that down to 27. Tabletop Simulator is definitely winning. I think it's looking the most beautiful. It's coming out in March. So it's not out yet, but it's coming out quite soon. The one thing that really hurts it, and I think this could be a bit of a deal breaker potentially, is that accessibility, having that financial barrier, only being on computer. So I think that's going to be hard. Dreams is coming out a lot later than the others. It could be amazing, but I mean, how many people have PlayStation 4s? How many people have PlayStation Dreams? I personally don't think this one is going to take off. However, I am definitely going to get it, and I'm definitely going to play it, and I hope that it does, because if it does, it has the potential to be the best. Yeah, Tabletop Simulator is coming out very soon. It's going to be the first one that's like really playable, I believe, because these other two, Nizikoma and Redo, are available now, but you can't play them online. Maybe you can with Nizikoma, but I think there's a lot of issues with it. There's a lot of work to be done. And then you've got Redux as well, which we just don't know when it's coming out. It looks like it's going to be amazing. Like, you can play all these different modes, 3 versus 3, all these customizable things. It's going to be great, but we don't know when it's coming out. So, if you ask me, which ones are going to succeed? Which one's going to win the race? I think we're going to be probably looking at Pokemon Redo, because it's on Android. I think that's possibly the one that's going to win the race, but Tabletop Simulator, if enough people get on it and don't mind the financial barrier, this one is coming out real soon. It's going to be the first one that will be released at a strong, at a playable level that we can actually compete and play tournaments, because it's coming out soon. I don't think Redo is going to be there quick enough, and I'm pretty sure Redux won't be. Nizikoma, it's in Japanese, it's going to be too hard, and Dreams is way off. So I think, personally, it'll be between Tabletop Simulator and Redo here. That's my pick. I think Redux is so far off that it might be too late for it, but who knows. Guys, I want to know what you think. What are you most excited for? What do you think is going to be the best game, and who do you think is going to win the race? Who do you think? Which one of these is going to be the most popular? Which one of these is going to be the one that we end up playing the most? If you have any other Pokemon Duel games that you know of, let me know if I missed any. But guys, that's going to do it for this one. It's a long video, I know, but thanks for sticking it out, and hopefully we'll be playing Pokemon Duel together very, very soon. But that's going to do it for now. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click that notification bell as well. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. And also don't forget to download those, the Pokemon Reader and Nizukoma as well to give them a go. That's going to do it for now. Catch you guys next time. This is Rocket Rob blasting off again.